So day 2 of 6-week shred, and I've got a little one over in the corner snoring away, who for the last 3 nights has peed in a bed for no apparent reason, and we don't know why. It's been very bold and very annoying. So any reasonings, pet owners, dog lovers out there?
It is not because she hasn't been let out, because she's let out at like 1 in the morning, and then this morning I got up and it was 5:30 when I woke up. I didn't even realise what time it was, and she's done it already. So like 5 hours, she can hold her pee. So we do not know why
she's
it's
trained,
happening.
hasn't done it for months and months, just 3 nights in a row. And
she's not soaking the bed, she's just doing little bits.
So yeah, dog lovers, dog knowers, dog trainers, any ideas? So this is our daily morning. Get up in the morning, have my cup of tea, sit, watch a bit of Frasier, go through Instagram tags and links. We do both go through them all because they don't get notifications unless we see it at the time, but then it's gone because you only get like 100 backlog. But if you tag people in the photos, you can actually search through those. That's the best way of hitting us up. So do that, and then I'm going to go weigh myself after going to the loo. That's how we say it here. To the loo. Drop the kiddies off the pool.
Bit too much information.
No, this is what you need to do. You need to be consistent with your weigh-ins. Whenever you're dropping weight, gaining weight, you need to weigh yourself at the same time of day, and you need to do the same ritual. So it needs to be on an empty stomach. But what you don't want to do, in my opinion, is wake up and weigh yourself as soon as you wake up. You need to get up, have some fluids, and let your body get moving. Go to the toilet and do that. Then you're at a level of each day. And it's, you know, it's a bit grim, but it's just what you got to do. So that'll be it. And then I'm going to make a different breakfast this morning, just to show you a different one from yesterday. Not because I want it, because I actually do want the porridge, so you better appreciate it. I might still have the porridge on the side actually, but I'm going to make some eggs. And how I make some eggs, I'll show you that. So my little waiting game, having my tea, has done the trick. It's time to weigh myself, because remember, if you ain't done a poo, the weight ain't true. Go! Yeah! Always a good day when the door goes and boo, your muscle food delivery arrives. So we have a lot of standardised things that we have on our order list, obviously because of dieting and stuff, but they do chuck in some new stuff for us to try every now and again. And look,
cheesy tits.
Cheesy tits. So we got some sharp cheddar, all the flavour without the fat.
This
and
is
some,
for me.
Oh, Monterey jalapeno. What are the macros on that?
Really good.
That 2.8. Holy shamoly. 9 carbs and 30 protein. So we're looking at another protein cheese here, but that looks tasty. A quick look at the meats that we tend to eat on a regular basis.
So these are the ones I order because we eat them the most.
Which ones are they?
So we have the horse mince. That's what it looks like. The bacon medallions. Got our chicken, standard chicken.
Yeah.
Then
and these are the best. So we found out now we prefer, out of these, we like the thick cuts.
These are the ones that cook the best, I think.
Yeah. The thin ones are okay, but these are way better. These are a bit more satisfying, aren't they?
Vacuum packed 500-gram bags. Ostrich for dinner, I think, tonight.
If you haven't had it before, what we found is the best way of eating ostrich is to, if you ever go to the Chinese and you get Peking duck, you know, where they shred it with the fork, pull it apart. This does exactly the same thing. So if you try and cut it with a knife and fork, it's a pretty dense meat. But if you get the forks and just pull it apart, if you cooked it right, it literally will go like shredded duck, and then it's dead easy sort of sauce on. It's lovely.
What I actually do is I pre-shred it before I even cook it, because these are par cooked.
And this is the good facts. So as you saw yesterday, I had these. These are the pizzas arrived like. So these we've got spicy beef and jalapeno.
This is different.
Oh, gluten free, plain. So
these are
plain. Yes, it's a plain pizza. No, wait. Plain cheese pizza. Just for me.
It's not a...
Stop ruining the moment!
It's not a plain cheese.
Well, that's plain bases. Gluten-free bases.
So we can make our own.
So, let's have making some pizzas. Mighty meaty, more chicken. These are really good. These are beef hash steaks, so you can make... It feels like you're making a kind of a cheap... cheap burger when you have these, but they're actually very lean, good quality meat.
Tell them what
So
you thought,
I thought they were way higher fat than they were, so I stopped eating them for a little bit. And then Lainey pointed me in the right direction with macros, and they're actually really
I kept
good.
on offering them. I was like, what would you like for dinner? Beef hash steak? And he was like, no. And I was like, a couple of days I asked him, he was like, no. So then I was like, Lex, if you have something against the beef hash steak, do you not like them anymore? And he was like, I just think they're really bad for you. And I was like, there's nothing in them, they're just meat.
4 to 7, what are they, 4 to 7 fat? Anyway, they're no more than 7.
I think there's 7.
I think it's 7 in one actual whole piece, and you can make really great burgers, or you can have it with mash and stuff. And because it's the pressure compacted meat, it just makes you feel like you're eating something naughty when you're not. But anyway, what have we got here? We've got some chocolate toffee caramel whey isolate clusters. Okay, so you've seen there's similar theory to the protein clusters from my protein as well, which is, they were good, so these should be good. And these look like they're made with dark chocolate.
Yeah, they are. They've teamed up with a chocolatier.
So this is chocolate peanut whey isolate clusters. So
they're bringing out other ones like chocolate balls as
per
well.
100 grams, fat 13.7, carbs 22.7, and protein 35. But you're only going to be having like 9 gram serving, so you're looking at like per serving, like 1.4 fat, 2 carb, or 2.2 carb, and then 3.5 protein. It's not bad, really. What's that?
How to ruin your prep.
Nuts and more salted caramel peanut spread. Holy crap. Per 100 grams, what will you be looking at there? You'll be looking at 36 fat, you're looking at 24 carb, and 36 protein. So pretty much 30% fat. That's not bad, really, for a peanut spread. If it has a really strong taste, you're only going to need about 10 grams, so you're only going to be hitting off 3 fat for a 10 gram spread serving. Now that's really good if you want to add it into other things as well, which is what you tend to want to do. If you want something that's naughty.
You like sugar, huh?
Is there sugar in syrup?
Yes.
Then yes.
Naughty. Something that's high impact, like things like that. Use it as a base flavour on something like, say you're going to make some form of, I don't know, bagel or something like that. Use it as a base and then cover it with cream cheese, so you have the cream cheese, healthy cream cheese on the top with the base of that kind of salted caramel or the peanut butter or something that you like. That is how you get the flavour in there without smashing the macros to pieces. Yes, looks hella good. High protein maple syrup waffles. I think my breakfast just changed. Maple syrup, plain, and blueberry. Per 90 gram serving, 7.3 fat, 32.2 carbs, and 20 protein. Let's have a look at these gluten-free pizza bases. They're about 25 protein, 10 or so fat, and about 16 carb per base. So not bad, really. Nice little idea. We'll have a, well, Sarah Lainey will have a bash at making some of her.
Well, you see, we have the low-fat cheese, so like you're literally going to be looking at, if you put chicken on it or something, you'll be looking at like 12 fat. A nice little treat.
Okay, so in light of the stuff that got delivered this morning, I'm not going to have the porridge. I would do. Normally, I would do. What I'm going to do is try one of the maple syrup waffles. So this is a 90 gram serving, is also it's supposed to be. So check it. Yeah. So we're looking at 8 fat, 30 carbs, and 20 protein, was it? It was, yeah, 20 protein, 32.7 carb, and 8 fat. So relatively high fat and high impact for the size of it. So something like this is going to be great pre-post workout. Not so much for breakfast for me for normal, but I'm going to use it now because they're here. But in future I'll be going back to porridge, and I will actually have these pre-workout. So all you're going to need for this is trust. Okay, when you're thinking about foods and when you're being a bit creative with what you're eating, have a think about combinations of stuff that you might find in other places, but maybe not in, say, a breakfast meal. So this one's going off, when you think you have a sandwich, think how you have a cheese and chutney sandwich, okay? That's cheese with something sweet. Cheese and grapes, they go well together. Yet when we tend to make cheese in the morning, things like that, we don't put things that are sweet with them. So what I thought I'm going to do here is I am going to make a predominantly egg white, one yellow omelette with cheese in it. I'm going to have that on top of the maple syrup flavoured, maple syrup flavoured waffle. And then on top of that, I'm going to use, on top of the egg, I'm going to use the Walden's Farm pancake syrup.
Gonna do what?
That's that calorie-free stuff. If you don't know what that is, it tends to be made from basically triple filtered, purified water, maple flavouring, and then it's just kind of got xanthan gum and stuff in it to thicken it. So it's basically like a sugar-free thickened water, effectively. But that is one of my favourite Walden Farm ones. There is caramel ones, things like that. I don't really like the caramel one. The chocolate one's okay. That's by far the best. On the other side of things, the barbecue sauce is good. So what have we got? All you're going to need, I have egg whites, one whole medium egg, 30 grams of the high protein cheese, and I got the waffle there. That's just going to be toasted, doing that at the end. I'm going to cook this on a hot plate, and I'm going to use 1 cal spray, and this is the butter one. We also have, if you're going to make something that wasn't involving sweetness, you can get these with like garlic in them, and they're really, really good. So I put 100 ml of egg whites in there now. I'm going to crack the egg in now. You can just log these as a medium egg if you forget to weigh it when you're doing it. It's not going to be too far wrong. But what you do want to do is give it a crack, and what I do is keep the yellow in, split it in half, and then pour the egg white out. That's simply tipping from that, keeping the yellow in. Job done. So that in it had 47 grams of egg white. So I've got 147 egg white in there, and then re-zero it, put the yellow in. They normally weigh around about 13, and that's 16. So that was more of a large egg. So just be aware of that. So a normal medium-sized egg would have had around 37 grams of egg white, and it would have been a 13 gram egg yolk. That's a 16 gram egg yolk and 47 grams of egg white. So that's definitely a large egg. But it's good to be aware of that, more so for the yellow, because that is quite a high impact, high fat part of the egg. Then what I've done is broken the cheese down as finely as I can, chopped it up really fine, and then I'll put that in with all the egg white and cheese. And what I'm going to do is get a fork and really beat that, whisk it up so it becomes nice and even. Then we're going to pour it onto the hot plate, which I'm going to preheat now, and I'm going to let it preheat and then spray the oil onto it. Pour that straight on after I sprayed the oil on. And the thing to notice with this is, if you've got the cheese in it, is to give it a really good stir before you pour it on, so you spread that cheese more evenly through it. Because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to pour it on, the egg white is going to all spread, and then your cheese is going to go into one area of it in the middle. So I'm going to preset this to a medium heat. So I'm going to put it on between the 2 and the 3. You don't want it on too hot. Also, if you haven't invested in one yet, you want to get one of these bad boys, which is a silicone spatula. They're absolutely essential. On with the spray. Keep it relatively central. Go. Now we're going to mix and spin. You have to stop it running for a little bit. Just let it catch. Now I'm going to turn that down just a touch now because the heat's gone through it. Now if we left it on a high heat, what would happen here is it would just start burning the underside. That's what we don't want. We want it to start cooking through. I just like to give it a breakthrough just with the edge of the spatula, just to let the heat through. Final flip over. That's pretty much done now. You can see, created a nice unburnt, solid omelette that's going to cook really easily, and you're going to be able to cover that nicely in the sweet sauce. So the waffle is done, nice and hot. Don't want to overly toast it because it is already done. You can smell the maple on it. I'll have a little taste of it just on its own. Light and fluffy inside, very dense. It's sweet. It's not overwhelmingly maple, but it's nice. I think I will cover it in a little bit of sauce as well. So now what we have is, it's gonna look weird to some of you, waffle and eggs. So what I'm going to do now is take the Walden's Farm, not going to drown it, I'm just going to snake it over the eggs, and then a little bit over the waffle too. So there we go. You don't want to put tons of this stuff on because it is sweetened. So if you overpower a meal with something that's based on sweetener, you just end up having a weird sweetener taste to it. It has to be a subtle hint rather than an overpowering punch, if that makes sense to you. Bearing in mind that waffles are made with flour and eggs and things like that normally anyway, so having an egg with a waffle isn't that obscure. A little bit of the egg with the sweetness on it. Eggs and waffles. See? And this is a great way of eating your eggs if you're not an egg person. If you don't like that overwhelming eggy flavour, you can mask it with a bit of sweetness. It allows you to get in those good natural proteins and vary your diet a little bit. And it's on with the day. I've got emails, 200 emails I've got to get through today. I also am working on 3D design work for the logo for the new design lines, and we're living in a world of cardboard because we're moving in T-minus 1 week. Woohoo! And of course alongside I have my trusty roughly 750ml of sugar-free cordial with water and 1000mg tab of Vit C in there. Supplement wise, I've just taken my Alpha fenugreek based test booster. I've taken a vitamin D, vitamin E, multivit, and my Cissus quadrangularis mega Cissus from my protein, and that's good for the joints. That's it. That's the morning done. Back to work.